Hello, this is Garth out of Espresso. Today I want to show you the advanced event editor that we have in Espresso. At this point in this video, I have Espresso installed and active and some events created. If you haven't done that, you can just follow along, but if you have, you can follow these steps as well. Now, what I've done is the advanced event editor for new users is activated by default. For people who've been using Espresso for a decade or so, the old editor may be activated. So you can go to events, click on default settings, and you can activate this new feature, which is the advanced editor. Now, most of you will see the new editor, but in case you don't, that's where you can activate it. Here I'm going to create a new event where we can demo the advanced event editor. And this is where Event Espresso gets a lot of its capabilities and power. Now, it's somewhat complicated at times, but this will really give you an idea of how this works and how powerful it can be. Now, Event Espresso is primarily powered by these event dates, the event itself, the event dates, and the available tickets. And by default, Event Espresso creates a date and a ticket automatically. And you can configure Event Espresso, that's a separate discussion, but you can configure Event Espresso to create additional dates and tickets automatically when you create a new event. That's kind of besides the point, but we'll show you some of those options in a minute. But within the advanced editor, there's the event dates and available tickets. That's what's most significant. So an event could have either one date or perhaps your event has multiple dates. One event can have multiple dates and one event can have multiple tickets. And some tickets can have access to one date and not other dates, or you can have a ticket that has access to all dates. And you can have different limits. Make some tickets required, make some tickets only available for members. There's just a lot of configuration that you can do to Event Espresso. The first thing I want to show you is some of these view options. So this is the card view where the tickets look like tickets or cards. There is a table view, which gives you just a table looking layout. And then there are also filters. So you can see dates and tickets by status, active, upcoming, sold out, expired, trashed, different sale dates, capacities, so 90% full, 50% full. So as you can filter, if your event has a lot of dates or tickets, you can filter it. You can choose the display to show the start dates only, or the end dates only, or the start and end dates. You can do different filters, custom order. Here, I'll show you in a minute. You can drag and drop the dates and the tickets into different order. You've got bulk actions as well. So in the card view, you don't have bulk actions, but in the table view, there are bulk actions if you wanted to say trash some of these or restore them, things of that nature. Down here in the tickets, you've got the card view as well, the table view. You've got different, again, filters that you could filter for the different tickets views to see which ones you want. Sometimes people will see that filters are applied. So if you click like all on sale and pending, that'll show those that are on sale and pending, but you can click these filters so that they're showing everything. Okay, and you can click this little link button to have them associated together. So if you filter for some date, it'll show the associated or related tickets with that date. So let's go back to the card view real quick. So in this example, we have a date time. We're going to call it date time 1. Okay, you can add it. You can add a title to it. You can add a description to it with some rich text formatting. Time 1 description. You can format it some. You can set the capacity. Well, first you can set a venue. So in the event, you can have an event venue for all the date times by default. So all the dates have the same location. That's fine. If you have an event that has multiple days or multiple occurrences of the same day and they happen at a different time, like a conference or a festival where it happens at different locations, you can set a different location for that date. Okay, that's a date time venue. And then you can also set the capacity. Let's say our capacity for this event is 500. So this date controls the capacity. And then when you create tickets, then this ticket, which is associated with this date time, you can see this one, is associated with that date. Those two are associated together. The capacity for this ticket cannot go past 500. If I try to remove the capacity for this ticket, it'll set it at the capacity of the date, the associated date time. The capacities are connected to the dates, the date times created. Let's say right now this date time, or the date for this event was created by default November 16th. But let's say that it happens on December 1st. You can simply change it. You can change the time that it starts and ends. You know, it ends at 3:30 instead. You can click save. Okay, this calendar over here is where you edit the start and end dates. This button with the tickets and the number 1 are the number of related tickets. This correlates to the ticket card where it shows the number of date times associated with this ticket. It's the related dates, and these are the related tickets. So you can understand which dates have which tickets and which tickets have which dates. Okay. Now within the card, you can edit the date time. So you can edit in a different view. You can add a description, start dates, end dates, capacities. And then you can also assign tickets. So a little bit later, we will see we'll have multiple tickets to choose from, and you can say this date has access to those tickets, and so forth. Okay. So what we're going to, and then you can also trash the date time so it's no longer visible, and you can copy date time. So what we've done is we have this date time 1. I'm going to copy it and create date time 2. Okay, so we have our first event that happens on December 1st. Let's say this next event is the next day and it happens on December 2nd. So we have date time 2, and we can change the description here, and we can even change the location for this date because it's happening in a different place. Now the capacity is still 500. Actually, why don't we set this capacity at 400? Okay, now you'll see that the ticket quantity down here changed from 500 to 400 because this is the limiting quantity, is 400. This ticket now has access to 2 dates, date 1 and date 2. Okay, so we could go on and add new dates, and we can add new tickets. We're going to next look at the cards view for tickets. So we're going to create another ticket here. So again, when Event Espresso created this event by default, it created a free ticket. So let's just name this ticket 1. Let's say the price is 100. Now, just like we did up here, we have 2 dates. But let's say ticket for date 1. Now let's copy. Now this has other options too. We'll go into that as well. But let's copy this ticket for date 2. Now what we've got is we've got 2 dates, date 1 and date 2. But we need to make sure that ticket 1 only has access to date 1. So we can click this icon and we'll remove date 2. So it no longer has access to date 2. Now we don't want ticket 2 to have access to date 1. So we can click on date 2 and remove that. Oh, I think I did it backwards. There we go. So now ticket 1 has access to date 1 and ticket 2 has access to date 2. All right. So this allows you to configure which tickets have access to which dates. But you can also create another ticket that has access to both dates. Okay. We'll do that, and we'll go over here and we'll select this ticket also has access to that date. So this allows you to, for example, set up a workshop where you have or a course where you have 5 different dates, and you want to allow people to register for one of those dates or 2 of those dates or all 5 dates. You can give them a ticket option for date 1, a ticket option for date 2, and a ticket option for all of them at a discounted price. So here we have a ticket price for 100, date 2 is 200. Well, you could buy them both separately, or maybe a discount for buying both dates at 190 so that you can give them a discount. That allows you to control some promotions. Now, the ticket options are many. When you can, again, we've used this button to assign the dates that this ticket has access to. The ticket price calculator, this automatically jumps to where you can change the prices for a ticket. You can also just enter the price here if you'd like, but if you want to get more granular with surcharges, discounts, and taxes, then you would use that. That allows you to manage more things. Now, an important part of tickets is when they begin selling and when they end selling. So to control that, let's say, so this date time 1 and ticket 1, the event is December 1st. So let's say we don't want any tickets to be available for sale until after after the end of November. So what we can say is that the ticket is currently on sale. It starts now, which is October 17th, and it'll end selling at the end of October because we want it to end selling the day before it ends. So what we've done is the ticket will begin selling now, and it ends at 11:59 p.m. the day before the event. Okay, so I'm going to set that up and save it. So when the day of the event comes, the ticket sales will end. Okay, now let's say, for instance, I wanted to have an early bird ticket for date 1. What I can do is I can copy this ticket. So it's created over here. Let's call this an early bird ticket for date 1. That means that I want this ticket to start selling now, which we've done, but I want it to sell until October 24th at 11:59 p.m. That means it's going to be on sale until then, but I need to make my ticket for the after that to sell after the 24th. So it's going to begin selling the 25th at 12 a.m. And this is going to go on pending. So that means what I've done is that tickets can be scheduled to start selling and end selling, or in order or in advance, so that you can do like an early bird promotion and allow people to register for that ticket at a discount. It's currently on sale. Let me publish this and I'll show you what it looks like. So let me make this a little bit bigger. I can reorder these. So the tickets that are early bird is going to go on sale. I can click this and rearrange them and click submit and refresh. Okay, so now my early bird ticket is for date 1 is on sale right now, but my regular price ticket for date 1 is going to go on sale when the early bird ticket ends. So you can stagger and control those. The another option when you're creating tickets is within these ticket options. I'm gonna copy both date tickets, and we're gonna do something special with it. We're gonna do a graduated for both dates. Okay, so what you can do is you can click the edit button. Here you can edit the name, you can add a description, you can choose the dates when it starts selling and it ends selling. You can say how many tickets are for sale. If you allow this ticket access to multiple dates, you can say how many times it could be used. So for example, if you have 4 different locations and different days, but you only want to allow them to use it twice, you could say this can only be used twice. But if you're going to do graduated pricing, what you can do is you could say, well, the minimum quantity for this special price is 5, and the maximum quantity is 10. So somebody can buy either a quantity of 5 to a quantity of 10, and they will be able to get a discount for it. And we'll set the discount because the regular price for both dates is 190. But let's say we want to, if they buy a larger quantity, then they can get a discount. You can make tickets required. You can have visibility changes, so only you see it or only your team sees it. You can also do member pricing if they're logged in. Here we're going to set the price. The regular price is 190 per ticket, but let's say it's 150 if they buy 5 or more. Okay, it's going to have access to both dates. So graduate pricing for both dates. If we come over and refresh it, you see now we have graduated pricing for both dates is 150. But what it does is it forces them to purchase 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, 10 at a time. So gives you a volume discount for purchasing in bulk. We call that graduated pricing. Let me do this again. Let me copy this and call it and then we have another option called bundled pricing for both dates. You go back in here, you edit your event, and what you do is you set the minimum quantity and the maximum quantity to the same value. So in this case, if we wanted to say, look, we're going to give you a bundle of 10 tickets, and it's going to force them to buy 10 at a time, you can set the price of it to say $110 each, and then assign the dates and submit. So what it's done, it's created bundled pricing for both dates, and it's $1,100 per bundle because what it's doing, it's forcing them to buy 10. So this is helpful if you have a corporate event or you want to do couples bundles or pricing that forces them to purchase a certain number of tickets, or a certain number of tickets are included, and allows them to purchase and register. This can be helpful if they're doing like a golf fundraiser and you want to do foursomes, for example. You can set this to 4. So it requires them to purchase 4 tickets at a time, which is a foursome of golfing, and then collect all the information for each golfer at the same time. So that's some of the advanced settings for ticket options. What you want to be particularly careful about, I want to emphasize again and again, is that you have to be accurate with your dates and times. You want to make sure that you have your date when it starts and when it ends, even if it's on multiple dates. Now, if it's like a conference, most conferences are a couple of days, span a couple of days, but the conference doesn't technically start on a Friday and end on a Saturday and run continuous. Really what it does is it starts on a Friday, ends on a Friday, starts on a Saturday, ends on a Saturday, and then once again starts on a Sunday and ends on a Sunday. And those would be 3 separate dates. That allows you to communicate to your audience that these are different, these are happening on each of those days. And they can use this button to like add those events to their calendar. So you want them as separate dates for each day. And then you want to make sure that you have tickets assigned to the correct dates and times. Now, one easier way to look at this for on the back end to make sure that your tickets are assigned to the correct dates and your dates are assigned to the correct tickets is use the ticket assignment manager. Hopefully you saw that right there. Is that underneath the dates, there's a ticket assignment manager here. You can say, yes, ticket 1 is supposed to go to date 1. Ticket 1 is supposed to get to date 2. That's date 2 is assigned to date 2, and both dates. They are assigned to the correct ones because they have access to both dates. But if you want to make changes there, you can. Now, each date and each ticket are required to have their own, have at least one relationship so that the system can know which dates are available and which tickets are available when you're organizing your events. So those are some of the advanced configuration options. There's maybe some nuance to that, but the highlight is that to control the date when your event starts and ends, you can click this, the date calendar icon, okay? And when you can control when your ticket starts selling and ends selling by clicking on the calendar icon with the ticket. And then to see which tickets are associated, you use either the tickets with the number on them or the calendar with the number on it. Those are separate. As I showed you before, you can click on set order to drag and drop the tickets into different dates. That's helpful. It'll update somewhat here and also on the front end. And then when you get registrations, you'll also be able to see the number of tickets that are sold for these events. So when somebody registers, you'll be able to see how many people bought the early bird ticket for date 1, or how many people bought an early a ticket for both dates. And when you click on these links, it will take you to a page that shows all the registrations for that event. Okay, So it's very detailed, very thorough, but very powerful. And your capacities again are controlled by your dates and the tickets themselves. So that's hopefully a helpful overview of how to control your events, how events can have multiple dates, they can have multiple tickets, they can have tickets that are assigned to all the dates or single dates, and that really makes it advantageous for running workshops, conferences, courses, trainings, member events, doing promotional prices, volume discounts in graduated and bundles, and collecting the information from all the attendees when they need to register. We hope that helps. And we're here to help you and your events be successful. You can reach out to us and learn more at eventespresso.com.